For a friend, somebody close to you, it's like 30. For your significant other, it's no higher than 40%, which means that despite you thinking that you know what she's thinking, you got a 4 out of 10 chance of being right. And if that conversation gets emotional, that 40% can go down as low as 15 because you start to pull in to be like, I'm guarding myself here. I'm guarding my ego. When your ego is on the line, your ears go offline because you stop hearing what she's having to say and you start protecting yourself in terms of what you're trying to do. So your ability to be empathetic when things are hard becomes harder. And you have to be very mindful of that. Let's say you come home from an early morning workout and your spouse says, hey, Stephen, how was it? And you say, that's pretty tough. There's a lot that you can do with that. This is what she could do. She could say nothing. So now maybe you understand that maybe she doesn't want to talk about this or she's not interested in it. That's one. The second thing she could say to you would be like, well, sweetheart, that's why you look the way you do. She has now made the assumption, right, her empathy accuracy, that she knows what you meant by the word tough. And so if she says to you, well, that's how you look and that's not what you meant, now you feel that there's a separation between what you're hoping she would pick up on and what she actually said. The third thing she could say would be like, what do you mean by tough? Because the ambiguity of that is the word tough. Who knows what that means? It could be a lot of different things. She's now showing you, I'm into you. I'm tuning in the power of something like that. When you talk about deepening relationships and increasing that connection, that's how it happens. The same thing with your nonverbal behavior, right? You look at nonverbal behavior, 66% of what we give is nonverbal. And so if I, through the course of my conversation with you, if all of a sudden we're talking and you're just like,
folding my arms.
So folding your arms could be a sign of just you're folding your arms. It could be a sign of you not liking my question if you roll your eyes. So if I see that and it matters to me, then I need to say something to the effect of, it seems like, versus I think. Because I think is the pronoun saying it's about me, and it's just like, I don't care what you think. It seems like what you just did maybe was because you didn't like what I had to say, because I saw you cross your arms and roll your eyes. Do I have that right? So now you have a choice where you can either say, yes, you got that right for these reasons, or no, I just folded them because I was comfortable and, whatever the case may be. But it doesn't matter if I see you and it's in harmony with the conversation that we were having that seems like it's something that shows that it could be potentially a problem. I need to ask about it. You and I having a conversation right now and you folding your arms isn't going to be like a red flag that I'm like, oh, I just saw you folded your arms when I said that. But if it's something that there's some emotion laid around that and it's important and I'm trying to express something to you and I see you roll your eyes or cross your arms, hey Stephen, I noticed when I brought up this thing about our family, you kind of leaned back and crossed your arms and rolled your eyes. It seems like you didn't approve of that. Is that, do I have that right? So now it's on you to explain that or not.
On this point of body language, as someone that sits here and I guess interviews people for like, 4 or 5 hours at a time sometimes, over the last 5 years, I have come to learn certain body language patterns in my guests.
Okay.
One of the most obvious ones is when I ask the guest a question that is causing them some potential discomfort in some way. And when I say discomfort, I should probably define that as maybe it's a difficult question for whatever reason.
Sure.
What I tend to see is them cross their arms.
Okay.
That's like a really consistent pattern. It's almost as if they're telling me that this is a little bit difficult. And it holds to be true.
Do you ask them? I noticed when you crossed your arms, when I asked you that question, is it something with this question that bothered you? Or do you just let it go?